Hey, welcome back everybody. This is going to be Game 3 of Sparkyz versus KT Rolster in Week 13 of the 9-10 Pro League season. I'm going to start this off by finishing a thought that I was trying to finish in the last match, but had to stop. Anyways, my thought that was just that Flash versus Hogel, both of them going for pretty standard Terran versus Zerg builds, and generally you expect that to go into the late game, or at least the late part of the mid game, just because Sunken Colonies should be able to delay long enough for Mutalisk, which should delay long enough for Lurkers, which should delay long enough to get some Defilers out, hopefully. Some sort of Hive Tech, and just Flash with excellent control of his Medic and Marines doesn't even have to wait to build Science Vessels to get rid of the Mutalisk. Maybe a little bit of a lack of focus from Hogel. Maybe he should have been building more Mutalisks rather than Lurkers, but still, awesome play. It's always interesting to see how the great players will do simple things incredibly well. Anyways, moving on to this match, Game 3, Sparkyz down 0-2 in unlucky Week 13, which I was hoping was going to be unlucky for KT. And this is going to be SeCret, aka Haksu, versus Violet. That is SeCret right there, and as the yellow Protoss in the northeast position. Violet is in red. He is the red Protoss in the western position. This is on Outsider SE, and which is actually a pretty reasonable Protoss map, but I haven't really seen very many Protoss matches that I can really recall off the top of my head. PvPs, that is, on Outsider SE, a couple of PvZs, but I'm not sure entirely what the best strategies are going to be for right here. Looks like SeCret is going for 2 gateways very quickly. Yeah, 2 gateways. So he's going for some very early aggression. This is going to be spotted out quickly by Violet, who has been very awesome this season. He is really, I would credit him as the main contributing factor of why KT Rolster, since their transition from being KTF Magicans, has really dominated. They are 10-2 this season. Obviously, they've always had Flash, but really it's been up to Flash to win everything in the past. Now with Violet doing so well, you know, a lot of the pressure is off of Flash. Other role players also stepping up, but Violet is, you know, the next generation of KT Rolster, I believe. Right, so, however, he did lose his last Protoss versus Protoss against Pure, and of course Haksu now is, or aka SeCret, I'm calling him SeCret, but, SeCret, his claim to fame really has been, you know, beating up on Bisu earlier on in this season. That is his only win of the season, though. He's 1-3. He's lost his last 2 matches, but those were both against Zerg. This is going to be his first Protoss versus Protoss since beating Bisu, and he really needs to do something here to upset Violet if Sparkyz wants to stay alive. He does have his second gateway, which will be much faster than Violet's. Violet has 1 gateway, his second is being built, and that scout actually being able to come in and see this base, a little bit of lapse in micro, I guess, from Violet, allowing that scout to get up the ramp, despite him having 2 zealots on the ramp and a third one coming in to back up. Anyways, the scout is still in for Violet in SeCret's base, and it is still unclear what SeCret is going to be doing off of these first 2 gateways. It does not look like he has massed up a huge group of zealots at the very beginning. I'm not sure if he's just going to be bulldogging like that. Haven't seen what other tech he has. I'm imagining that he has his cybernetics core up somewhere, but I haven't seen it. Oh no, it's just being built, so cybernetics core coming very late, very early gateways, but not too much coming out of that, and it looks like Violet is coming in for a counterattack right now. He's got 3 zealots and a dragoon on the way. Haksu, SeCret, trying to set up a secret base down maybe in the southeast position, but that is going to be scouted out by that dragoon. And he's actually bringing in a Dragoon and a Probe, so he's probably going to be able to jump that Dragoon over those mineral lines that line the expansions around the outside of Outsider, hence its name. This is a common tactic often by, well, I guess it's pretty much a common tactic from anybody. I was going to say often by Terran, where they like to jump vultures across the mineral lines and get behind the expansions to do some damage to the drones, but you know, this is pretty common here for the Dragoon to jump the fence as well. It looks like SeCret is anticipating this and does have a single Zealot out, at least to spot that, although he's probably not going to be able to stop the Dragoon with just a single Zealot. And there is a Dragoon coming in to reinforce, so that pairing should be able to take care of that Dragoon, so that early harassment attempt likely not going to be successful at all. Oh wow, and he's actually able to jump the fence with his own Dragoon. That's interesting. I think it's, well, I guess there's no way to walk into that base. I thought that you could walk into that position, but that is incorrect. So anyways, that first Dragoon trying to come in for harassment for Violet has been stymied, is the word I was trying to come up with. I'm stammering on my stymie. Anyways, and now, after that, Violet trying to press in with 4 Dragoons. There's 3 Zealots on the ramp as well as 3 Dragoons. I don't think these 4 Dragoons are going to be able to do anything, especially coming up the high ground. Although he is getting a lot of free damage. He kills one of those Zealots off. And he might have Dragoon range over... Yeah, he probably does have Dragoon range before SeCret does, just because his Cybernetics core was so much delayed in comparison to Violet, but he does have a second expansion. Quick Reaver's also coming out for Violet as well, so he has a robotics facility and a robotic support base, so I think a Reaver might already be built, I'm not sure, but the same thing coming in on SeCret's side, so both players are going to be having Reavers very quickly, although SeCret is in a little bit of a lead right now because he's been able to defend his base. He's going to have to defend it once more once the Shuttle and Reaver come in, which is coming in right now. He needs to be able to react very quickly. We're going to see how his reaction is. Actually just 2 Dragoons, no Reaver there. Trying to go in for harassment with Dragoons behind that mineral line. That one defending Dragoon is killed off, so he is going to have to retreat his probes for a little while. Meanwhile, the first Reaver is out for Violet, so he has his Reaver out. Dragoon range still being worked on for SeCret, so he's in a little bit of trouble right now. This second expansion, well, sorry, the only expansion that he has right now is going to be under siege from 4 Dragoons right now, and he's trying to just focus down and take apart these 4 Dragoons that are attacking. Now he finally has equal numbers of Dragoons to defend against this, so he might be able to push them back just a little bit, but he loses one, so a little bit of miss micro play right there from SeCret, and he's going to have to be very careful with these Dragoons. He needs to clear out that harassing force if he wants to keep this base running, which is going to be very necessary. Now shuttling his... ferrying his Dragoons in with his shuttle, actually loses his shuttle, so that could be a very big loss in the near future, because he's not going to be able to put his Reavers into a shuttle. He's going to have to defend once again just with slow Reavers on top of that ramp. Still though, Violet has not taken another expansion, so SeCret is still in a pretty large economic lead. It looks like he is trying to build his expansion now over at the 8 o'clock position in the southwest, but SeCret has had his natural expansion up for a very large part of this game. Now Violet coming in with his first Reaver. He actually has Speed Shuttle, which is a very nice play. I like Speed Shuttle with early Reaver harassment, and he's coming in straight to the main base. SeCret is seeing this. Only one probe goes down to the first Reaver shot, so not huge damage, but a little bit of economic harassment. And once again, SeCret is forced to flee his base pretty quickly. It looks like he is also trying to set up his natural expansion, so trying to go for a very heavy economy is SeCret, but he has been under pressure for most of this game. His first expansion, which was over there at the 2 o'clock position, is still up and running. And now he is trying to push out and do a little bit of a counterattack while those Reavers are doing harassment. But Violet, with those speed shuttles, is being able to defend his troops and harass almost simultaneously, just because he's able to go from that low ground up to the high ground into the main. Once again, taking a shot. Ooh, luckily the very first Scarab goes for the pylon instead of the probes. So the pylon taking a hero hit from that Scarab, and no probes go down to this harassment once again. Violet coming in for another attack. Still has not gotten off a solid shot onto that probe line. He has